Welcome to a game between Masper and therx. Here we have Masper in blue, going Cloakybots and an engineer commander. And here we have therx, going for Cloakybots as well and a recon commander. A thing you can do is you can queue up mechs before the game starts. It makes the micro a little bit easier and immediate. And looks like he's gonna go for an economic circ. therx requested this game because didn't quite know how to close out the game. And it looks like both players are gonna start pretty economically. therx is gonna make some energy earlier. So yeah. And it looks like, yeah, Masper is just gonna make some energy later. He's gonna stall a bit though, which, yeah, therx economy is more balanced in that sense. And here's the first skirmish of the game. Nothing got killed. Glaive have pretty good regeneration, so if you can retreat them when they're on low health, they will get up to full health in about 20 seconds. And yeah, decent trade there for therx, killing 2 glaives there. And another 2 versus 1, that's nice. Being able to do that is pretty nice, especially since the glaives will regenerate their health after a little while. You can see a 20 per second regeneration after 5 seconds. So yeah, after 15 seconds it's gonna be almost completely healthy, glaive, if it's been damaged. So that's an advantage of using glaives. But yeah, it's hard to keep them alive if you're fighting longer ranged raiders like bandits or ducks. Yeah, glaives are one of the shortest ranged raiders in the game. That's a nice pick-up there from therx, being able to harass these expansion while keeping his expansion safe by expanding in the same pattern as his reinforcement line. That's the thing, if you're expanding in a line with the reinforcement line, yeah, you're always gonna have your units there. And these are pretty nice pickups by therx, I have to say. Some pretty decent micro keeping his glaives alive there, out trading his opponent decently. But his commander is idle now. He should really be trying to do something with his commander now. And his con is also idle now. So yeah, considering he's kind of slowing his opponent down, yeah, it's pretty good. Although he should expect there to be a conjurer here, because he destroyed a mech here, and he would expect either the commander or a conjurer to move their con. So yeah, it depends on if he has scouted where the commander is. But yeah, otherwise he should check this area, and he's gonna do that now. That's nice timing. But still, his commander and conjurer is still idle. So that's pretty bad. He's gonna start accessing now. He could have been up late much earlier. And on this map, oh nice, he's gonna pick off this conjurer. On this map, you can stay on glaives for long and spam a lot of glaives because there's so much room to maneuver and so many mechs you can deny by raiding. It looks like Masper is gonna be able to save his mechs at least. That's good for him. therx is microing as much as he can, but he didn't quite finish it off. If he had his other glaives here, yeah, I guess he wanna scout this area to keep it force here. But yeah, Masper is being pretty careful expanding here, and it's pretty hard to expand against glaive harassment. And yeah, therx is finally gonna start making a plate. How much metal did he access? He accessed 200 metal, yeah. That could have been 4 more glaives, and they also had 500 metal in storage. Imagine having a 10 extra glaives out on the field instead of yeah, saving up 500 metal and then accessing 200 metal. Yeah, in these kinds of situations early in the game, you usually want to push out as many raiders as you can. And it's hard to really, like, you have to play the raider game on this map, I think. You can add, like, lotus turrets, adding one or two, like, adding a lotus turret here and here, it's fine. Like, yeah, you should be adding lotus turrets as well, I think, on this map. But you need raiders as well, you can't just rely on defense. Yeah, also radar is important to know where you're gonna send your raiders. Like this is lone lotus turret and 2 glaives against like, yeah, almost 10 glaives, so yeah. Yeah, they're gonna win that engagement. So yeah, therx is doing pretty well with containing his opponent, but yet again his commander is idle again. And yeah, but he is containing his opponent pretty well. And yeah, Masper has started making reavers, which, yeah, they would counter glaives for cost if the glaives run into them, but yeah, having that is a prerequisite that isn't necessarily gonna be true. So a little skirmish here. Pretty even trade. But yeah, this constant aggression is pretty good by therx. He's gonna like keep his enemy on the back foot. If he would have just maybe 1 or 2 more conjurers out expanding here, that would be good. You don't want to overbuild on conjurers in a situation like this though, so because if the enemy starts countering, yeah, you're gonna lose a lot. And at this point, when you see the opponent, yeah, like therx has pretty much full map control. He could fear like being a few raiders coming here, but yeah, it's full map control. So at this situation, you should probably queue out like 2 to 4 extra conjurers and just start to expand like crazy. And seeing that, yeah, an investment like 5 reavers, that's a lot. An easy counter and good counter in this situation is just to make Ronins. Ronins counter, they're the skirmish unit, they counter reavers fairly well. So you can just start pushing out, and Ronins are kind of fast. They're not as fast as glaives, but they still move at 69 elmos per second, which is pretty fast. And you can also overrun like lone reavers if you just get a good surround. But yeah, that's harder against higher numbers of reavers. But yeah, I would recommend making some cons and then making some Ronins to push back these reavers. Because at this point, yeah, therx is really controlling this game. Yeah, and in this situation, when there are lone reavers like this, if you see them, you can kind of surround them and kill them cost effectively with even with glaives. Yeah, so Masper is just going pure reavers, and yeah, he's gonna try to expand behind this, but it's gonna be expensive, like making a Stardust, like a good expansion, and keeping the reavers alive. Yeah, so there the Reaver got surrounded and overrun by glaives, and yeah, the Reaver only killed 2 glaives there, so a cost-effective trade by therx. Although, is he seeing this Reaver? He might see this Reaver. It would be critical of him to kill this Reaver. Because yeah, you don't want to lose his expansion. Yeah, it's easy to just lose a few glaives if you aren't paying full attention. Like this. Even I do it. But yeah, you can see the Ronins really forcing the Reaver to commit, and yeah, Ronins are pretty good at pushing back and killing Reavers. Yeah. Yeah, but if you're not paying attention and just running by a Reaver like this, yeah, it barely survives. How many was that? That was like 10 glaives lost? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, like just like that, if you're not paying attention, you can suddenly like lose 11 glaives and not even kill the Reaver. That's the thing, how volatile like raiders are. If you get a good surround, you can kill it cost effectively, and maybe like lose like two glaives. But if you're not paying attention, you can just run by it and lose 11 and not even kill the Reaver. So yeah, Raider Mag can really, and the decisions you make with Raiders can really matter a lot. So yeah, even like Stardust is being outranged by Ronin, so they're pretty good at pushing down defense as well. They have decent enough HP to tank a bit of picket fire, as well as outraging Stardust and just having the same range as Lotus Turret. So they're pretty good at pushing defenses, like light defenses as well. So yeah. And Stinger isn't that good against them either, because it's one shot every like how many seconds? Yeah, it doesn't shoot that often. Yeah, it only kills like one Ronin every 4.5 seconds, so yeah, that's not too good. Yeah, look like this, yeah. Like the Stardust that were made for the against the glaives, they're pretty much useless. Yeah. Yeah, so if you want a good like combo, is just to like Ronins and glaives together can deal with pretty much everything. Is there something they can't really deal with? I mean, sure, I guess there are things they can't deal with, but like, what can a Cloakybot player do against them? Like, the glaives can like, if the enemy makes Reaver, you can outrange them with Ronins. If the enemy makes Knights, yeah, you can outrange them with Ronins. And then you can like protect against imps somewhat with glaives. And yeah, snipers, they aren't really worth it. They're gonna get overrun most likely if you're us. So a Ronin and glaive combo is pretty good, like in general. You just need to have enough glaives so that you don't get overrun completely by the enemy glaives, I'd say. But yeah, Ronins aren't really accurate against moving targets, so yeah, they can miss. They usually miss glaives a lot. So yeah. At this point, yeah, therx is doing good. He's not really, well, he accessed a little bit metal, not too much in this stage of the game. He's using his metal, and he's a bit ahead of his opponent. Although I guess he has been losing quite a bit of like glaives in the last minutes, so yeah. Like if the enemy is building so much dedicated defenses, you might want to mix in some like some slings maybe. Also going knights is pretty good. Like the enemy is making knights counter reavers decently, so considering the enemy has so many knights, so many reavers, you can go knights to counter the reavers and push up against defenses. Knights are pretty good at pushing up against defenses. Idlecon here, he should really be taking these mexes. He should be trying to take the enemy's mexes if he can, like this. This position would get killed by a few Ronins. And here's like a counter raid from Masper. Masper really needs that. He needs to do some damage here. But yeah, therx is a bit, I guess it's not paying enough attention. Like yeah, he should be overrunning this point easily. You can just select the Ronins and just fight move against this, and they're gonna deal with that base. Alright. Yeah, and at this point, therx has no radar. Like he should really build some radars here or here. Yeah. He's not gonna see this army, and these raiders could go in at any moment. Also, again, these glaives can kill the Reaver, but they might take a lot of losses now. Like 5, 6, yeah, 7 even. Yeah. Still not pushing to this position. It's gonna be pretty heavily defended now. Like this army could have defeated that position long ago. And here comes a counter raid that's pretty good by Masper. So while he's taking all this damage, he's gonna try to counter raid. And yeah, just in this position, yeah, you can't really engage this position against with knights. It's too many Stardust. Stardust are decent against knights, so yeah, this is not a good position to attack into a Stinger and 2 Stardust with knights. So yeah, that's a pretty big mistake. That's a like almost 1,700 resources just going down the drain. And yeah, considering that you didn't have any defense here, yeah, you just lost these kind of badly. Also, you're a bit indecisive with this army. Like, you could have finished off this Stardust pretty easily with that army. Now, instead you're gonna try to go behind the base. If there's a lot of wind here, that can sort of work, but yeah, it's not really working out right now for you. And you're getting surrounded by glaives. So yeah. I think your value, like if you look at how you're trading, you traded really badly in this situation. Oh, wow, the enemy is even going ahead of you. Look at that spike. These engagements you took here were really poor. Like losing, I guess you were trying to fight like three places at the same time. But this was a horrible fight, this was not good, this was not good, so yeah. Yeah, those Ronins could have finished off this base, so yeah, as I said before. And that's the thing, if you're switching to knights, you're choosing to go for like less mobile units, and it's hard to go around defenses because the enemy has time to react and intercept them. Oh, you were attacking into this position again. It's even a little bit uphill here, so you're gonna be slow moving up the hill. Yeah, this is a horrible engagement for you. Horrible. You kill 1 Stinger, 1 Stardust, 2 Stardust maybe. Yeah. I guess the enemy doesn't really have a lot of areas left, so you kinda. What's your eco like? Yeah, metal produce. Yeah, but that's yeah, I guess you couldn't really raid anything else, but you should be expanding more aggressively behind this, really. And you're giving the enemy a lot of reclaim. So yeah, like 2,000 right at their doorstep. So yeah, the enemy has potentially a lot of reclaim. And I mean, if the enemy is making Stardust and Stingers, Slings are a good unit. Like, Masper just don't want to give up. And he looks to be in a bad position, but actually his position is better than you think. Because your trades have been so bad just attacking into his defenses that, yeah, he's now ahead actually. Yeah, and as you see again, these positions are completely undefended. Like you were defending them with your map control earlier because you had so many glaives, but now you don't have that many glaives, and suddenly your expansions look really unsafe. So yeah. And how many conjurers do you have? You have 2 conjurers. That's, I mean, you are spending all your metal on army, but you should at least have five conjurers in this position, so you can expand faster and reclaim. You have some reclaim at home. Lol, I think that sniper just shot his own engineer, his own commander. Let's see these engagements. The Ronins are a bit exposed. Yeah, like, that was a bit too many warriors, too many reavers for those knights. But yeah, knights can deal decently with reavers, so yeah. But I guess this continuity, this small continuity breaking through, can potentially kill a lot of mexes here, so yeah. Chasing after that reaver might be expensive. Yeah. So yeah, losing all these mexes would be pretty expensive. I mean, it's gonna decrease your economy by quite a lot. Yeah, but you finish it off, I guess. And again, a reaver that is not being paid, if you're not paying attention to it, you might just as well, like, yeah, you sacrifice a lot of units, and yeah, you're losing a lot of mexes. So yeah. But you're re-expanding, and that is good. You finally finish off that reaver. How much does he have in defenses? Let's see, Masper. Defense value. He has 3,000 values in defenses there. Yeah, let's see here. 2 stingers, a shield, some stardust, ronins. Yeah, this is not a good. And your knights are even bunched up against the stardust. This is a horrible engagement. Horrible indeed. Like, yeah, I know. What can I say? Take better engagements. Don't bunch up against defenses like that. And yeah, don't be afraid to make slings. Like, slings are good. It was an interesting game for sure. Like, you had a really good early game. You were trading. Your trades were good. You were killing more expansion than enemy, and you can't stay on Glaze for a very long time. And staying on Glaze gave you all that metal, gave you all that map control. But then you just started sacrificing armies for little or no gain. So yeah, in that situation, slings would have been better. Alternatively, like, yeah, that's a thing. When you sent me this replay, you wanted to be able to, like, how do I finish off a player? Like, yeah, if the enemy's gonna keep defending, yeah, it's gonna take time to break them. You need to expand. You need to, like, build a few more cons. Not that many. Like, if you just have 5 cons and expand on this map, that's fine, really. You were spending your metal on the army, which is most important, and just having like five cons expanding. That's enough. And you will be able to take the map, and yeah, you can avoid the enemy having a comeback like this. That's a pretty good comeback by Masper, actually. So yeah, and yeah, you have to like look more carefully at what kind of defenses the enemy have, and yeah, either you avoid it and go around it, or you wait until you have like all the map, and or you pull out some slings and wear it down. Yeah. So yeah, I guess it's a bit troublesome to see like how good are knights at breaking stardusts and stingers. And in these situations, yeah, you wasted your knights basically. Yeah, but interesting game. Good luck and have fun. See you another time.